Estimation with fractions. So we're going to look at determining if an equation is reasonable based on estimating its fractions. And this can be really useful because sometimes we don't want to necessarily do all the little details. We just want to see if the answer looks reasonable to kind of check our work. So we're going to determine if 3 1/4 plus 7 7/8 equals 10 1/4 is a reasonable equation. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to round our fractions. We're going to round those to the nearest whole. So our 3 1/4 is just going to become a 3, and our 7 7/8 is going to become an 8. So now let's just do our addition of those whole numbers. So if we do 3 plus 8, we get 11. So that's not too far from 10 1/4. So this might be reasonable, but let's look at how we rounded to help us determine if we really do have a reasonable answer. So looking at rounding, we rounded down by 1/4, and we rounded up by 1/8. So we rounded down more than we rounded up. That means our actual answer is going to be larger than the answer that we actually got. But our 10 1/4 is actually smaller than our estimate. So therefore, our estimate is going to show that 10 1/4 is not a reasonable answer. Let's look at another example. So we're going to determine if 4 3/4 plus 5 times 5 7/8 is equal to about 27.9. So first let's do our rounding again. So our 4 3/4 is going to become a 5, and our 5 7/8 is going to become a 6. So now we go ahead and carry out our multiplication. 5 times 6 gives us 30. Okay, so this answer is close. And check which way actual answer will be. By seeing which way we round. So if we look at our rounding, we rounded up in both cases. So since we made our numbers we were multiplying larger, that means we're going to get a larger estimate. So by looking at the 30 in comparison to the 27.9, our estimate of 30 is supposed to be bigger than the actual. So 27.9 could be the answer, so I would say that would be reasonable. So in this video, essentially we've shown how to round our numbers to estimate, but also the importance of looking at how you round in determining if your estimate really is a close fit or if it's not.